Hello yogis, welcome to your release practice. I'm Stephanie, I'm going to be guiding you through today. Today we are going to be working through some rotation, some twisting release. So let's get started. So today just start in a comfortable seat, maybe legs crossed. Doesn't matter which leg is in front, we're going to switch it over. And we're just going to start with a seated cat-cow. So inhale, roll the shoulders back, just lifting through the chest. And exhale, round inch into chest. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift through the chest. And exhale, round inch into chest. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. And exhale, rounding in. It's a couple more times, just with your own breath, and just feeling the extension and flexion through the spine. One more. And then coming to neutral, we're going to cross the legs over. So swap the opposite way. And then we're going to go lateral flexion. So let's bring the left hand out to the left side, right arm reaches up, and just taking a side bend here. Reaching with your right arm, try not to let it just be floppy. The more we reach, the more we lengthen through the right side of the body. Inhale to come back up, right hand down, left arm reaches over, and then reaching over towards the right side now. So the left fingertips reach, take another breath in. And a steady breath out. Inhale to come up, one more time over towards the left. You can let the left elbow bend. Try not to let it reach back so it's in line with the hip. As you reach the right arm, breathe in and breathe out. Inhale to come back up, one more time over to the right side. Remembering the right hand wants to be in line with the hips rather than reaching back. Left arm reaches over. Steady breath in. And steady breath out. Inhale to come back up. And then we're going to reach both arms over the head. Breathe in. And then both hands come down to the left side. Let your right hand hook behind the left knee. Inhale, grow tall through the spine. And exhale, just find that little bit deeper twist through the spine. Another breath in. And a steady breath out. Inhale, both arms up. And then twist over towards the right side. Inhale, grow tall. And exhale, find just that little bit more twist there through the spine. Allowing the back of the neck to be long. Inhale, reach the arms up. And we're going to twist over towards the left side once again. And then inhale the left arm up as the right hand's hooked behind the left knee. And then the right shoulder comes down towards the right knee as we reach over the ear. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale to come back up, both arms. And then twist over towards your right side. Hook the left hand behind the right knee. Right arm reaches up. And then side stretch over. So left shoulder towards the left knee. Nice deep breath in. And steady breath out. Inhale to come back up. And then we're going to cross the legs the opposite way again. And just bring your hands to heart center. Grow tall through the spine, but watch you're not arching the lower back. So we want to keep the lower ribs in and the crown of the head reaching up. And then just with your abdomen, take your twist to your left side. Right. Come back to center, just with the abdomen, twist to your right side. And back to center. Keep your thumbs at your sternum. Let's do this one more time to the left. And then back to center on the exhale to the right. And back to center, reach the arms up. And then twist to your left side. Right hand hooks behind the knee. Reach the left arm up. And then just bringing your shoulder towards the knee, reaching over. Maybe this time you find you can go a little further. Inhale, both arms up. And then twisting over to right side. Inhale your right arm up. And then side stretch over to the left. Inhale to come back up, and then we're going to cross the legs the opposite way. Hands on the knees. And let's take, it's almost like we've got this big pot, and we're the soup spoon and we're stirring it. So we're just going to take our body around in some circles. And so you might move through a slight cat and cow through the spine as you move forward and back. One more time in this direction. And then we'll stir it the opposite way. Moving around a few times. Stay with your breath. Last one round. And then coming to neutral. I'm going to come and lay down on your back now. So let's hug the knees in for a moment. We'll just take a little rock side to side. And then we're going to just take the arms to the T, and both knees are going to go to the right side. So we're going to come into a little twist, and then bring your left hand to stack on top of the right. So just shuffle around so that you can stack shoulder on top of shoulder and hip on top of hip. Both hands are stacked. This is a movement called book openers. It's one of my favorite ones for twisting. So here you want to keep reasonably your hips stacked but not rigid. And I'm just going to peel your left hand down the inside of the right, and then peeling open into a twist. And then hand comes to stack back on top of hand. Exhale, just gently peeling open into your twist. Continuing with this movement for another 4 rounds. And maybe you reach past your right hand with your left and then peel open again. Use your exhale to open into your twist, and your inhale to come to stack back. Just 2 more. Feeling the body slowly unravel. You might notice that each time you move into your twist, there's just this little bit more depth to the twist. And then just holding it in your twist this time, taking some nice deep breaths. And then moving back to center. And then hug both knees in towards your belly. And then this time we move the legs over towards the left side, and we come to lay on your left side. Remembering hand on top of hand, shoulder on top of shoulder, hip on top of hip. Then peeling the right hand down the inside of the left, peeling open into your twist on this side. Not needing to force, knowing that each time we peel open, we're going to twist a little deeper. So take hand back on top of hand, and then slowly peeling open into your twist. Hand comes to stack back on top of hand. And exhale, peeling open. We have 3 more rounds. Maybe this time you reach a little further than your left hand. Peeling open into your twist. And feeling your spine unravel with each roll. We've got 2 more. Exhale to peel open. Inhale to bring hand back on top of hand. Last one. holding it open into your twist, a few breaths. And then coming back to neutral. And then from here, we're going to take the knees in towards the belly. So option is to roll to one side and make your way to all fours, or you can rock up and down the spine a few times. And so this little rock up and down the spine in flexion can be like a little massage. It's also good for your core. So when you're ready, coming over all fours. And hands underneath the knees, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And just take a few rounds of cat-cow. So inhale, open the chest forward, and exhale, rounding inch into chest. Inhale, rolling forward, shoulders draw back, chin lifts. Exhale, round inch into chest. Press the ground away. A couple more times, just with your own breath. And then coming to neutral. We're going to reach the right arm out to the side and up. And then exhale, thread through. So you bring your right shoulder and right ear down to the ground. And then press into your left hand to reach back up. And then exhale, thread through. One more time to come back up. Inhale. And exhale, threading through. Shoulder and ear to the ground. And resting here. So your right shoulder, right ear's on the earth, and left arm can reach over the ear if that feels all right. Or maybe you take a half bind. Take 2 more breaths here. And then bring the left hand back to the ground in front of the face. Pressing in to reach all the way back up, and then hand comes back down to the ground. Right hand stays down, left arm peels open, and then exhale, thread through. Inhale, pressing, reaching back up, and then exhale, threading through, shoulder down to the ground, ear down to the ground. Pressing in to reach back up, last one. And then exhale, threading through, shoulder and ear down to the ground. Just resting the left ear down, left shoulder down, and right arm can reach over the ear. Maybe you've taken your half bind on this side. Your choice. And 2 more deep breaths. And then bring your right hand back to the ground in front of the face, pressing in to reach all the way back up, unraveling, and then exhale, hand comes back down. Walk the hands a little bit more forward, tuck the toes under, and press the hips up to downward facing dog. Let's take a little pedal out of the feet, one heel down to the earth and the other. And then slowly walking the feet up towards the hands. Take the feet to hip width apart. And then from here, I just want you to walk your hands over towards the left side, and then back to center and over towards the right side. And then back to center, take the hands a little bit more forward, and then over to the left side. So kind of getting stretched through the upper body as well now. And then back to center and then over towards the right side. And back to center. Release, fold forward. Bend the knees, ground down through the heels, and slowly roll the spine up to stand. Inhale the arms up above the head. And then exhale, hands to heart center. And from here, we're going to come to a chair pose. So hands to heart center. Inhale, chair pose, weight into the heels, arms reach forward. And then hands come to heart center. And so we're going to work towards twisting in our chair pose. But here, we're going to stay for a moment. We're going to press into the heels, lift all 10 toes. Spread the toes as wide as they'll go. Sit a little deeper, squeeze the glutes. Take another breath in, and then exhale, fold forward, release. Inhale, lift and lengthen through the spine. And then exhale to fold. Let's step the left foot back for a nice big lunge. If you'd like a little bit of padding underneath the knee, you can take a blanket or a towel. Place the back knee on the ground. Inhale the arms up, low crescent lunge. And so from here, instead of just dumping into your crescent lunge, where we get this like overarching through the lower back, we want to shift the weight back a little bit so we can lengthen through the tailbone, core engaged. From there, let's come into a twist. So left arm forward, right arm reaches back, find your twist. Good, take a deep breath in, grow tall through the spine, lower ribs hug in. And then hand to the lower back, let's lift the left arm up, take a breath. And then inhale, reach forward with the left hand and bring the elbow onto the knee. From here, maybe your right hand stacks on top. Take another breath in, grow tall through the spine or lengthen the spine. And exhale, find your twist. And from here, just gently release back to Anjaneyasana, low crescent lunge, keeping the core engaged. And then hands come down to frame the front foot. And then from here, I want you to heel toe the foot out to the right side. And then left hand stays down, right arm reaches open. And then from here, we're going to do that almost thread the needle action. So your right arm is going to reach underneath the left armpit, but we're not going to bring the shoulder down to the ground. So we're just going to reach as far as we'll go. And then inhale to unravel. Exhale to reach through, shoulder moves downward but not reaching the ground. Inhale to lift back up one more time. Exhale, reach over towards the left side, looking over to the left. And then inhale, back up. Exhale, hand comes down to the ground. We're going to tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee, and step back to a plank pose. From here, shift the weight forward, knees lower down, chaturanga all the way to the earth. Let's come to a cobra pose. So roll the shoulders back, lift through the chest. Press the tops of the feet into the earth. Take a breath in and exhale, release. This time, hands come a little wider. I'm going to come to striking cobra. So press the tops of the feet into the ground. Press into the hands a little bit so the chest lifts. And then I want you to look over your right shoulder and twist to the right side. Bring your left shoulder towards the middle of the mat. Inhale, roll back up. And then look over the left shoulder, right shoulder towards the middle of the mat. Inhale, roll back up, over towards the right. Inhale, roll back up, over towards the left. Inhale, rolling back up, and exhale, release. Hands come underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, press back through all fours to downward facing dog. Slowly, we'll walk the feet back up towards the hands. Again, feet are hip width apart. And just take a little sway side to side. Just notice if there's any differences that have happened through that first side. And coming back to neutral. Bend the knees, ground down through the heels, roll the spine all the way up to stand. Breath in, reach up. And exhale, hands to heart center. I'm going to come to our chair pose again. So inhale, Uddiyana chair pose. Bring the hands to heart center. And then this time, we're not quite working towards our twist yet, but we want to imagine there's a block in between our knees. And actually, let's do this. So Utkatasana, bring your hands to heart center, and then place your hands between your inner thigh. And then make sure your feet are a little bit closer than hip width apart. Start to squeeze your inner thigh onto your hands. Good. Keep the spine long so we're not rounding. Spine is long and strong, glutes are engaged, lift up onto the tiptoes. Hold it there. Take another deep breath in. And then exhale, heels down to the ground, lift all 10 toes, come a little lower, spine still strong. Core engaged, lower ribs in. Take another breath in, and then exhale, fold forward down to the earth, release your hands. This time we're going to take the right foot back for our lunge. Again, if you want something under your knee, you can use a blanket or a towel. And then bend into your front knee. Let's come into low crescent lunge. So in your low crescent lunge, lengthen through the tailbone rather than going for depth. Yeah, so we're going to get more benefit from being up here. Or a different benefit, should we say. So lengthen the tailbone, core is engaged, lower ribs in. Inhale the arms up, and then twist over towards the left side. So right arm's reaching forward, left arm's reaching back. Spine is tall, slight tuck of the chins, the back of the neck's long as well. See if you can take a little bit deeper twist. And then left hand to the lower back, right arm reaches up. So we're lengthening through the right side of the body. And then reaching forward, keep the legs strong. And then just bring your right elbow onto your left knee. And then from here, your left hand can stack on top. And then pressing the hands into each other, opening your twist. Another full breath in, another steady breath out. Inhale, both arms back up. And exhale, hands come down to frame the front foot. You're going to heel toe the foot out to the side of the mat. And then we're going to be taking those thread the needle type action. So our right hand stays down, our left arm reaches up, and then our left arm threads underneath the right armpit over towards the left side. Our shoulder won't make it to the ground, more than likely. And then inhale to reach back up. And then exhale, threading through. One more time, lifting up, and exhale, threading through. Inhale, reaching back up, and then hands come down to the inside of the front foot. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee, and step back. Plank pose. Spread the fingers wide. We're going to be coming back down to the ground. Shift the weight forward, knees on or off the mat, chaturanga all the way down to your bellies. This time, hands are nice and wide again. And roll the shoulders back, lift through the chest, press into the hands, come to your striking cobra. Press of the tops of the feet into the ground. And now we're going to take circles. So rather than just twisting side to side, we're going to start to move in a circular pattern with the chest. So 4 circles each way. Moving to the right, to the ground, left and back up. One more. And then circling the opposite way. Getting the full rotation through the spine. One more time, keeping the legs engaged. And then releasing down to the ground. Hands under shoulder, tuck the toes, press back through all 4s to downward facing dog. And from here, walk the feet in about 1/3 so that there's a little bit more weight in the feet than the hands. And take your right hand to the left ankle and just looking underneath the left armpit. You can reach for your heel if that's accessible. And then releasing the left side. So reaching the left arm over to the right, looking underneath the right armpit. Knees can be bent. And then coming back to neutral, walking the feet up towards the hands. Ground down through the heels and roll the spine all the way up to stand. Coming to your Tadasana, mountain pose. And we're going to move into our chair pose now with our twist, so a twisted chair pose. What I want you to really focus on as we move into this twisted chair is that our hips don't move into the twist, but the twist is coming from our spine. We want to make sure those lower ribs are in as we twist. So one of the things that we're going to do as we twist into our chair pose is imagine we've got our hands in between our inner thigh and we're giving a squeeze. If you have a block or something like that handy and you want to put it in between your thighs, it's a really helpful tool. Feet, we want them to be a little closer for this chair pose, for our traditional chair pose, because it gives us that ability to squeeze the legs together if we don't have a prop in between them. So let's inhale into our chair pose. So weight into the heels, arms reach forward. Give the inner thigh a squeeze, pelvic floor lifts, lower belly engages, lower ribs in. And then from here, bring your hands to heart center. And then lengthen the spine a little bit more forward. So we're going to fold forward from the hips a little bit more. And then twist to your right side. Don't hook the elbow yet. Hold it there. Take another breath in. And then just twist a little deeper. Maybe sit the hips back. And then maybe, instead of moving your spine to get the elbow to your knee, can you move your hips to get the elbow to your knee? Lengthen through the spine and exhale to twist a little deeper. Take another breath in and then exhale, fold forward, release. Inhale, lengthen the spine and exhale, fold. Inhale to come all the way to stand, breath in, and then exhale, hands to heart center. Nice work, yogis. We've got one more side. All right, so let's come to Utkatasana again. So inhale, chair pose, give the inner thigh a squeeze, pelvic floor lifts, lower belly engage, glutes on. Hands are at heart center. Now, keep the legs as they are, shift forward from the hips. Keep the spine strong, back of the neck long, twist to your left. Hold it there, we're not hooking elbows yet. And then exhale, twist a little deeper. Keep the inner thigh squeezing so we're not shifting one knee forward. Inner thigh squeezes and see if you can move your hips back until your elbow rests on your knees. Then lengthen the spine and exhale to twist. Another breath in and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale to fold. Ground the hands down. We're just going to step back and bring our knees down to the ground and sit on our heels. So hopefully that twisted chair felt a little bit different to what you've practiced it before. And you can practice that in your practice with us when we do hot and flow practices, working on bringing that engagement to the inner thigh so the pelvis stays neutral and the twist can come through the spine. All right, let's slowly make our way onto our backs now. I'm just going to take 2 releasing postures on our back. The first one is a glute release. So you're going to bring your right ankle onto your left knee. You might be getting a stretch enough here, You might bring the knee in towards the body, take behind the hamstring, and take a few breaths here. You might have a little rock from side to side and find there's a little sweet spot over to one side, and then just hold it there. Making sure there's no pain in your knees or your ankles. If you do get any pain in this kind of variation, one of the things you can do is flex your right foot back towards your shin, and that helps to support the knee a little bit more. If it's still hurting, then see if there's another variation. However, this is traditionally, or most commonly, a variation that is supportive of the knees. And then from here, we want to keep the right ankle onto the left knee and just bring the left foot onto the ground. Then from here, we're going to bring the outside edge of the left foot down and the right foot onto the earth. So we're not moving either foot, we're just moving to the outside edge. And then arms to a T, so you get a really nice stretch into your twist here. And it might feel a little bit more to the side of the body, to the side of the hip. Close down the eyes and just take a few breaths here. And then slowly letting your right knee melt down towards the ground. So we're going to take this twist that was a little bit more located around the hip. We're just going to take it more into the spine. And here you might lengthen your left leg out, or you might wrap the legs a little bit more. And just 2 more breaths. And then slowly and coming back to center. And just take a moment, you might just windscreen wiper the knees. We'll do our second side, so left ankle onto right knee, and then draw the right knee in towards the body, taking behind the hamstring or the shin. Again, if you want to flex the left foot back towards the shin for a little bit more of an active knee, so we take the stretch to the glute a bit more, you can definitely do that. Full, steady, deep breaths. Notice if there's any tension in the body, you can slowly release. And then just bring your right foot down to the ground. We're going to move to the outside edge of the right foot, and the left foot moves down to the ground so that the left knee is up to the sky and arms are out to a T. Again, this is a little bit more into the side of the hip. And taking some steady, deep breaths. And then we're going to move the left knee down towards the ground, so the twist comes a little bit more into the spine. Maybe you wrap the legs around each other or lengthen the the right leg out. Whatever variation works for you. And then just take some nice deep breaths here in your twist, just a couple more. And then moving back onto your backs, maybe a little windscreen wiper side to side. And so yogis, if you have a couple of minutes, even if it's just 10 breaths, that's coming into your Shavasana, closing down the eyes and just allowing your mind to settle onto the breath. Taking 5, 10, 20 breaths, just to allow you to ground and for your body to receive the benefits of your practice today. And thank you so much for joining me and for this release practice. From my heart to yours. Namaste.